We're live.
We're live.
How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, we're here. Are you there?
Oh yeah, a little.
Anthony was here way beyond everybody else, and he says, all by myself.
Oh,
Did he get his got his
myself.
times messed up or something?
And I did talk to T-Dub this morning, and he said he's going to probably pop up. And I have talked to Pat, and Pat said he was going to probably pop up. So
I sent a link to Hazy on Hangouts.
I sent a link to Hazy and Dizzy on Hangouts. When I send it out, when I send out the email with everybody's link on it, then I go to Hangouts and I do Dizzy's and Hazy's.
Well,
because they don't look at their email, they look at Hangouts.
I finished watching Hazy's video about the van. Did you see the update video?
Yeah. Apparently he launched some valves into the tops of pistons, or some valves got bent.
The valves got bent. They don't think there's anything wrong with the pistons yet.
Yeah, they don't think anything else is wrong with the motor except that the valves got bent. So they're going to replace the bent valves and see if it fires up.
So it's a Yugo.
Yeah, it's actually V-dub. It's a VW.
It's a VW diesel engine.
Yeah.
Yep. Austrian.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
Austrian / Czech technology at its finest.
It works when the timing belt doesn't break.
Well, yeah, but it's an interference engine, so when the timing belt breaks, you're going to trash the engine. A non-interference engine is when the timing belt breaks and you don't trash the engine.
I think he got lucky. They didn't see anything else wrong with it. I don't know why. It must have been a small, they call it a garage. But it must have been a small enough garage that they didn't do valve jobs in-house, because he said they were going to send it out for them to do the valves. But they might have to send it out for them to mill the head back down. Maybe that's what he meant. And some shops don't have the tools. They don't have the adequate tools to do.
All right, Tom, you pissed off YouTube. You're not the first freaking,
Oh, did she get a thumbs down?
No. He's not the first freaking result for, his freaking channel name.
Oh.
Whoops.
So you must have pissed off YouTube somehow.
Well, I don't.
Maybe they can put more content.
But usually most garages can't afford the luxury of having a small machine shop in there. They usually send it out to a machine shop. Actually, I don't know. I know of maybe a handful of garages here in town in Vegas that have the capability of, let's say, milling a head or doing a valve job. Other garages just send it out to the machine shops or to those garages. So, but that's also pricey investment for that type of equipment.
Yeah, well, the problem with the valves is they don't have the tool to compress the springs, but they probably would have had to have the head milled anyway, because a shop by no means has the equipment to mill the head in the shop. No way. But the place looked kind of like a small place when in his video, whatever building was in there looked like a relatively, well, we would consider a service station here, really.
Hey, Breezy, what's going on? Actually, the service station or gas station I worked at we did everything.
Yeah.
And if we needed stuff done, then we sent it out to Northbrook Auto Parts. And they had a machine shop there, and if they couldn't do it, then they would send it out to get it machined. But yeah, we would do everything. There wouldn't be nothing if we would be sitting there popping an engine in and out of a Ford van or something along those lines. We were always doing engine changes.
Well, I think Hazy got lucky. The jury's still out, but it's because he wasn't driving at highway speed, and he stopped as soon as he figures out something was wrong. He stopped the car because he was just in the neighborhood, still in the neighborhood. But if he was on the highway and that belt broke, the whole engine would be destroyed, the whole thing. You'd have to just either get a rebuild engine or get a new engine.
He'd be looking for a new engine.
Yeah.
If he was at highway speed and that happened.
I think he got skirted it. I think he got really lucky on this one.
Well, I like his, what did he say? In 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today, he hopes to be on a trip with the family in the van.
Well, when I had to have a valve job done on one of my scooters, I think it was because I put the wrong motor oil in it, but it was under warranty. And the
Gemma's here.
Hey, Jim.
Gemma.
Sorry, David. I saw Jim in the chat when I got up. I looked at the big screen and saw.
Yeah, and I don't mind keeping an eye on it either. I try not to interrupt too much, but yeah, I had to have that done to one of my geeky scooters, but it was a new one and it was under warranty, and they had to take the head off. The problem is the shop didn't have the right tool to compress the valve springs. And we ended up having to order that tool and having to wait on that tool to come. That was after waiting the week for the factory to approve the warranty work. So I was without it for 2 weeks.
Huh. There was a machine shop in Chicago that I used to use a lot. If you did a valve job, all you did was sit there and call them up and ask them if they had heads. The heads you were looking for, and you go down and you drop off your head, and they would check them to see if they were cracked or anything. If they weren't cracked, they'd sit there and they already had a set that they already did a valve job on, and you just exchange them, and you went out with the valve job. But a little longer drive for me, going from the suburbs down into the city. That's about a 35-mile drive one way. But yet I was walking out with a set of fresh heads, and I'd had the car running that night.
Well, they would have been able to do that, but this was a new product line they got. It was a proprietary platform. They didn't even have the tools. They had to wait to get the tools to do it. So there was no having heads ready. They probably did for other lines they carried. They would have them all ready to go. Just pop a head on there, and you're done.
Yeah. But it just goes to show it depends upon how how big the area that auto parts or that place serves. I mean, for us, it's like a little town in Northbrook had an auto parts store, but yet the larger town of Glenview, which was next door, had an auto parts store with a machine shop. So it just depends upon the populace, I guess, that drove the area and how much of a in-depth auto parts store / machine shop you had.
Yeah, well, I know we're talking apples and oranges, but this was a scooter shop. And it was the only one in town except for a Honda shop. But the problem with Honda is they would not service anything that they didn't sell. So then that place went out of business. A couple of cottage industry scooter shops popped up in town, and one happens to be across the street from my house. It's somebody operating out of the garage. There's nobody that does it. You have to take them 30 miles to the next town. If it can't be done here, they have to put it on a truck and tow it up to the next town. You're out of luck.
Johnny, what's going on, Johnny?
Links in the chat, buddy.
Cool, Jim. Hey, Johnny. How you doing? Yorkshire. Hey, Breezy. Sorry I didn't say hi before. I've been trying to get this chat up and freaking organize a bunch of stuff on the freaking desktop so I can actually freaking function here. Amen.
There you go. And let's see. I got the carpet in the trunk, as you all saw if you saw the videos. Oh, here we go. Aisy's in the house.
Hey,
There he is. We were just all talking about you and
Hello.
your van.
Talking about me and my van.
Yep.
What's up, Hazel Dazel?
I bet that was interesting. Hello, Captain Jerk. How are you?
Not as well as I'd like to be.
Yo.
But I guess I'm fine for now.
Good timing.
You haven't been very well, have you?
No, not as well as I'd like to be.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's all of us.
Pretty much.
Hey, Johnny.
You. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Well,
my van is hopefully it's getting fixed. Hopefully.
I have to say, we're a lucky bunch of gents here. None of us look like Winston Churchill.
How about my
Awesome,
mascot
man.
Winston? How about my mascot Winston?
I used to have one of them in my upper car. I don't know what I did with it.
he bears a slight resemblance to him, but it's still
His
passable.
name. I've had him for years. His name is Winston.
It's a Churchill insurance dog.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
He sits there and nods along to my music. He loves it.
oh, his head does bob. Okay.
Yeah, his head bob.
Was it got like a battery and it
No, it's just a hinge on the
not-
back of his neck. It's hooked on and it's weighted. There's a long weight at the bottom and it's just weighted balance on a pivot, you know.
Simple
Cool.
lever.
Look, it's simple. Let me show you. See that hook there?
Gemma?
Yeah.
That hook there hooks onto
Okay.
that hook there. It just bobbles.
Good to see you, Gemma.
You can even
Oh,
adjust it with
Good to
that
see
big
you
bolt
too,
in there.
Johnny.
Oh.
Yeah, you can adjust it.
Hey, Hosey.
Hello, Gemma. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
To be honest, if it got any better, I don't think I could cope.
Yeah, I was just hearing about your van. I'm hoping it gets fixed.
At least it didn't do alt at bottom end, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So hopefully
What
it's
is
going to
it,
cost a lot of money. It's going to cost a lot of money.
Relight head?
What?
Sorry. They're going to redo rods and relight head.
Yeah, they're going to skim the top of the head. They're going to
Yeah.
send it off.
And then they make the pistons to match then.
Yeah.
Con rods in it.
I don't know what they're doing. All I know is I told them to change all of them because not all of them bent. But I said
Yeah.
change them all.
Yeah, that's why they're having to reskim. If it had just
Yeah.
been one or two, they could have hand grinded it.
Use the
Put like a paste in the head and then a paste.
yeah,
in the
it's what do they call that? I'm trying to think of the name.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like bed,
Heat
it
in the
beds
head,
it in
innit?
there.
like sandpaper. It's a paste with like sand in it, and they
Yeah.
turn the valve.
To reseat the head in it to go.
It's
They
called
do have a
lapping.
machine that'll turn.
I like watching them all when they're like stripping engines and stuff. I like the tractor working on.
It's called lapping compound. guys.
Lapping comp.
Yeah.
Right. I couldn't think of that.
That's it, Cap.
Lapping compound.
Yes.
Tom, this is the stuff I wanted to send you.
Let's
Double
see.
dragon. Cool.
Hold on, let me see.
Double
Oh yeah, there
dragon.
we go.
Well,
I hate to see that.
Whoop.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Welsh.
All right. Where's it brewed?
Well,
In Wales.
Wales. If it's Welsh, it's brewed in Wales.
It's the oldest brewery in Wales. 1878.
Uh-oh. Captain's got a tune in his head.
Hey, is there some sort of plug-in air freshener on?
Hey, I'm doing the music for Double
Hey.
Dragon, the video game. Damn it.
Why can I taste air freshener?
Andy, what's going on, Andy?
You lost me at the first verse.
Looks like the
Hi,
first
country
drink's on you,
living.
bud.
Oh, I ain't got the chat up. Hang on.
Oh, wait, oh,
I've got it up on my laptop.
oh, yeah. Yeah, Jimmy. I don't know who on his show Sunday night sat there and started talking about challenge coins, and I said, "Or mine." And so I tore this house apart looking for those things, and then finally found them the day after on Monday.
The what?
Jimmy sent me on a wild goose chase. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm picking up the last part to my puzzle tomorrow, and I can actually finish the inside of that porch. I need more insulation. I've got some right big sheets, good price as well. So it's nearly there.
I just got some new silicone.
What?
Woohoo!
I can
And
smell
some plaster.
perfume or something.
And some
Real
plaster
bad.
bandages.
Smell it. Yeah.
Come out pretty good.
Perfume. You can taste it. Can you?
But it's really nice glass, isn't it? Aisy's seen this already.
Oh, sweet.
Cool.
And the inside's a work in progress, but hang on, I'll show you.
Great.
It's the new washing powder, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I can taste
That's
it.
cool.
Well, that's pretty.
It's onto a concrete base, which is good. That was a good start to it. It's on a huge, big concrete base, about a foot thick. And we had a lot of rain, hailstone at Lot today. Bone dry, not a drop. I poured the guttering on today as well.
It's the new washing powder you're using. Sorry,
You got
guys.
a sensitive nose, Hazy.
Oh, I can taste. I can taste it. I've just taken these shorts out of the airing code and put them on, and now all of a sudden there's all perfume fucking around me.
Tracy
I'm saying to Kate, what air freshener have you got plugged in? Because she buys those plug-in things and it just fucking gasses the whole house.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand them.
I'm going to use that term. Gases the whole house.
Yeah, listen, she had those ones that squirted, and she put it right next to my bed. She put it on the cabinet next to my bed. And I swear to God, she must have timed it perfect. Because I got into bed one night, laid down like I put my head on the pillow, and it squirted me straight in the face. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
have a sensor in them, so when you walk past it,
that's a bad.
Yeah, it was in the dark as well. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So then,
so Hazy, do you live in a cartoon?
No, but he thought he had ghosts.
Listen, I'm not even joking. So I fucking threw it across the room and said, "That fucking stays away from me." So then,
Hey, Anthony.
I feel like it was the next day, but it couldn't have been the next day.
No, Anthony.
It couldn't have been the next day. But then I was brushing my teeth. Where I brushed my teeth, I got a shelf in the bathroom, and I'm fucking brushing my teeth, and it caught the corner of my eye. This fucking thing. She put it right by there, and as it caught my eye, I've turned like that to say, "What the fuck?" And as I've turned like that, it squirted me in the face again.
Yes, you live in a fucking cartoon.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Andy's asking you about your van, Hazy, in the chat.
What?
Hey, Hazy, did you get your van back yet?
Who said that?
Andy. Country Living Homestead. Andy.
Oh no, MD. What's up, MD? No, I went and looked at it today, and it's in bits. They're sending the head off to have new new
valves.
Valves, yeah. I'm useless with all these fucking terminology. Yeah, it's gonna cost a fucking fortune. I'm looking at around £1,500.
Yeah, for a complete valve job, put it back together. Yeah, that's about right.
No, it's not that much.
I hear Skype.
It is that much when you've spent all your savings on the van.
Yeah.
Then it's everything.
I remember having to have one done, and it was $300.
I just found Hazy in my puzzle.
Yeah, because the timing belt broke. It because it's called an interference engine. So when that snaps, the valves in the head fucking collide.
Well, it fucked up the engine. I know that. I don't know if it was an interference engine or not, but it all had to be taken apart.
Oh,
what is it?
Found Hazy.
Hazy?
Where?
Right there where my fingers are.
Yeah, I see it. It's diagonal. Goes down there. Yeah, I see it.
Oh yeah. You fucking circled it as well.
I told you, I just found it.
I mean, there is an E in Hazy.
Plug in the Ethernet cable. We were going on Wi-Fi here.
Oh yeah. I just found Hazy in my puzzle.
There we go.
Tom.
I was quite lucky actually that I was only going slow. If I was going fast, it could have done a lot of damage.
Yeah, they probably banged them all and knackered the head out together.
And you know what? Like, I used to ride in a van with my uncle. Yeah, 30 seconds later, I would have been on the motorway. You know,
was that for secret wrestling camp there?
That was secret wrestling.
When he got towed away 2 minutes up the road, motorway roundabout.
Yeah.
I'll have to, Hazy, I don't know if you've got a PayPal or whatever. I'll send some money across to help towards your.
Oh, don't be stupid. Don't be silly. It's fine. I got it. I've sorted. I've got it under control. Thank you anyway.
Oh, you're good, and Gemma.
Yeah, but I got it under control. It's all good. I mean, it's not all good, but it's what it is.
No,
you know?
But I just wanted to give you something just to help towards the banks. I know obviously it's
No,
important.
I'm fine. Listen, you spend all your money on yourself.
Andy says he used to ride in a van with his uncle. What he's not telling you is that his uncle used to freaking give him candy all the time, but he still hardly remembers any of it.
Listen, he didn't even used to give him candy.
I wasn't going to go there.
Give him the Wi-Fi code.
You went there.
It's called Sugar Rush.
Well, that's how Justin got his YouTube name, was from Secret Wrestling Camp.
Captain Jerk.
Okay.
Oh, no more Yankee, my wanky. The donga need food.
What?
80s movie.
Shit. Who pays for that shit? That's structural fucking timber.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've had trees in my trees.
I'm looking for a bit of trim, Hazy, for out roof.
You could probably throw that in the fireplace and heat the house next winter.
Yeah.
Neighbors might notice.
I started a collection, right? From this one source. I started a collection of that kind of stuff, right? And I showed it to him one day. I'm like, yes, this weighs over an ounce. And he's like, what's that? I'm like, that's all the seed and stem that I freaking procured from, this particular source over the last several months. He's like, are you freaking serious? I'm like, when have you known me to freaking not be serious about this kind of stuff? He's like, well, you're not getting a refund. I'm like, no, I'm just joking around. I'm just showing it to you. I'm just like, this is how much of a jackass you really are.
This is how much you overcharged me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
I was just poking fun at him. I'm like, I really don't care. I'm just saying, freaking, I want to pick through that a little better.
So you don't get much to sprinkle when it's fastened to a hedge.
I think I got tie stick, the stuff you tie to a stick, and I think that's the stick.
Sure.
Okay. Well, the tie stick I got in Thailand sure as hell didn't look like that.
It's actually got string through it, hasn't it? And it's actually like a skewer stick. It's Thailand. Nice Thailand, actually.
All I know is that the shorts I'm wearing are fucking choking me.
Andy says Gemma needs to quiet down. She's talking too much.
What?
You do have that problem with Gemma. She do go on a bit.
I'm not talking in tools, so that's funny to me.
I think that's the whole point, Gemma.
He's a bit of a sacky git, but we love him.
No.
Oh, look at that little nugget. Little nugget of love.
And that's part of why I'm only going to hang out for like a half hour, because I might fall asleep.
We don't want that to happen.
Well, it could get embarrassing for you guys.
You falling asleep on the
Why'd you snore?
floor?
I can assure you falling asleep is not going to embarrass me.
No, it won't embarrass me.
No, but I do speak in tongues.
We will have to take some screenshots though.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm the insulation I'm getting is only 5 minutes down the road as well, which is handy. They said I've had to cut it into 2 pieces to get it in his car. So that's fine, they said, because I'm putting it back up in a roof ceiling, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah.
But the big pieces. So, all good.
Big bada boom.
I've done most of the insulation, but I just needed a few more bits to do ceiling and the last wall. I've definitely got enough now.
Johnny, are you able to buy let's say damaged bags of insulation if you don't need that much from your building materials?
That porch I built, 90% of it were free. Apart from the doors and the windows.
But yeah, you said you're going to get some insulation. It's like if we go to Home Depot here.
Yeah, we have
B&Qs. If they have a torn bag of insulation or anything, they will sit there and break it apart and sell you portions of that bag or whatever.
Oh no, they'll just whack a reduced sticker on it. There's always some aisles to put like a reduced bit. Like, you know where it once twisted round corner, stuff like that.
Oh wait, what did Andy do? That's a great idea. I'm going to prepare one of myself.
Do that free wood box near door, don't they, at B&Q?
Yeah,
I've had loads out of that.
I've built so many guitars out of that.
Yeah,
I think Tom's guitar was built from the B&Q scrap bin.
These tiny little strips at security guys is what you're going to do with them. So I don't know. A big bundle under my arm just walked out.
Yeah.
What does Andy say here? I want to get together with Tom, have some magic smoke, then go mess with some cars. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
All right.
All right.
I only got one car here, Andy, to mess with. We start messing with the wife's car, she'll have some words with us.
I bet she doesn't let you anywhere near us, does she?
He ends up having to private every now and then.
We can crew chief some stuff with hammers.
Bit of fine
drive it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Gemma.
Oh.
Yeah, that happens.
She's been gone a couple minutes.
We've been known to lose her.
Yes.
Nah, hammers. The only time you need a hammer on, if you were a crew chief, if you were working on an F-105. See what Andy says about that.
That's to knock the bullets out.
That's probably get the thing going. It weighs so much.
Don't you need rubber bands and duct tape?
This is a C-130J.
Uh-huh. Hold it. Wait. Let's present you. Hang on. There we go. Oh, a little slow.
C-130J.
Yep, that's the new C-130 that's out. It's the J model.
Cool.
And actually, they just converted a couple of those into gunships. And been test flying those.
Oh yeah.
But I got the carpet in. I got the battery box in the Camaro. I got the carpet in the trunk. Carpet kit for the passenger side. The passenger compartment has been ordered. The sill plates have been ordered. And now I'm looking at kick panels, getting ready to order the kick panels. What did Andy say? I used hammers all the time when I had to deal with avionics.
In fact, it's 4 minutes for me.
Once I hit it, it wasn't my problem anymore. Need some specialists then. Yep, avionics. You were a crew chief, so all you did was monitor all the engine specs, engine weapons guys, avionics guys.
Is it? The street's called Coronation Street.
So when they came out,
Coronation Street.
Nice. Where are you going tomorrow?
No, pick that insulation up in morning.
Oh yeah.
I've got about 18 tubes of like the industrial sealant I'm blocking up every single hole on it now. You know where it meets the house. You know, the beams that go down for the frame. I'm going to seal it all in tomorrow. I've got some window sealant and then some clear sealant. I'm sealing everything. And then I'm going to insulate everything and then go over it with some more. I've got about 5 packs of laminate flooring now.
Nice.
Just don't do too much until you have a really windy night, because you might fucking wake up and it's in the neighbour's house.
Oh, no. It's bolted to house now. I did that bit.
No, really.
No, it was so heavy it didn't need to be done, but now it's got a massive heavy door.
I was going to say, your neighbours did say it looked nice. I mean, I'm not sure whether they wanted it and landed in their garden.
Hey, they can't see out. Their trampoline once ended up on my shed roof. We're an open back hat. These houses all back onto a massive field, and then there's a motorway on this side, right down to M62. The wind, when it gets windy up here, it blows fences over.
It's like that, yeah. It's like that, yeah, because we're on top of a hill, aren't we?
Yeah, we get absolutely battered here when weather's bad. Did you get hailstone today?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
About 10 times here today. Proper hailstone and all.
Only I live quite far from it.
Be about a day away or something, wouldn't it? Depends which way the wind's going.
New Level Auto. I'm surprised that anyone would wear a Volkswagen hat publicly. I mean, what must the neighbors think? Okay, well, I don't know.
I don't know. The neighbors has a VW.
Yeah.
Wait to introduce yourself.
I got 2 V-dubs.
That's the only hat that I have that is. I need more hats. This came from the car show at.
David, you're saying the wrong stuff. You got to say, why don't you shut the fuck up?
Oh, come on.
I just said, great way to introduce yourself.
Yeah, what the fuck's it got to do with him?
It's a cool hat, actually.
It came
coming
from
on to our live show for the first time and
you'll
making an
let me
ass of
say-
yourself straight away.
I
It
can't
came
talk
from that
shit.
car
I
show
don't even
that
have
we
a
were
hat.
at, Hazy, remember?
You realise there's also a T4 owner on here.
Yeah, I ought to write T4 on the back of it.
I got 2 Volkswagens. I got a Volkswagen Passat
Oh,
and I
yeah,
got a Volkswagen
that one's
Transporter.
yeah, the other one's a Passat, isn't it?
Yep.
I have a Volkswagen.
A fast Passat as well. It's
Well,
shifts
fast.
hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have a Volkswagen, but it's a toy Volkswagen.
Listen, the fucking
Oh, Jesus, look at all the caps he's got.
Let's see. Does he have anything against Mr. Goodwrench?
that's like the end of fucking Jack's bed.
How about the USS Arizona?
Yeah, typical teenage boy bed.
Do you guys want to know the story?
How about Brown Hill Brothers barbecue sauce? You got something bad to say about that?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Here's another Mr. Goodwrench. Okay.
Mr. Goodwrench.
Right, not in it, Captain. Not even it back.
I'll fix
Here's
you.
the-
I'll
I like that
get a
one.
Vespa. I'll get
Dale
a Vespa.
Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one, Tom.
Okay.
I seen one that looked like that today.
That's
Air
cool.
Force veteran hat.
Hmm.
Henderson fire hat. Let's see. Classic Chevy 5-speed.
Yeah, no, cool.
There
My
you go.
Volkswagen is missing a tire.
And an eye.
Pretty construction company. They're the main construction company of most of the casinos and hotels on the strip. They did. This is their city center hat that they had when they built City Center. And then last hat. Here's the Daytona Speedway hat.
When was the last time you wore any of them, Tom?
I think I was fucking with somebody. I was on the panel with somebody on somebody's show, and every 2 minutes I was changing a hat.
Even the
that
one
was
that you got from the
last
strip
time
club?
I wore them all. I wear this one
When
regularly.
was the last time you put one on and went out fishing?
Or something.
I don't fish.
Hey, Tom, do you still have the freaking hat that you got from the strip club?
What strip club?
Do you not fish?
No, I
Hands
don't
up.
fish.
Hands
No,
up.
Tom, you should say which strip club.
Hands up if you like fishing. Hands up if you enjoy fishing on a panel.
I haven't been fishing in decades.
I have got fishing gear. I haven't used it for a while, but I have got it.
I haven't
The last-
gone fishing in years.
David
pole
Collins,
I
you
had
don't
was
like
called
fishing. You had a fucking boat.
I've got some sea fishing gear as well.
Ugly stick.
I've got some sea
No, I
fishing
don't like
gear. Though.
fishing. I haven't been fishing since I was in college.
Comes in handy when your mum's got a caravan at coast.
Yeah.
It's been
There's got a little lake actually on the site that has fish in it, and there's little like boardwalks to sit on dotted around it. It's pretty cool.
2009, I think. Maybe.
Huh? Well, with my van when it's done, me and Jack can go fishing, sea fishing, go to somewhere nice on the coast up Wales, park it right on right on the beach, and fish from the van.
Yeah, I've seen people casting, doing that.
Just check the tidal times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to be in the fucking.
I'm joking.
I gotta go, Tom.
All right. We'll
Thanks
see
for
you
having me up.
later.
Dave,
You like that?
Later, Jerk.
Tony,
There's a
okay,
place called Blue Lagoon I want to go to.
Hazy, we'll see ya.
Hope you
I'll
feel
be
back.
back.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a Mother's Day stream Sunday.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's Mother's Day over there.
Yeah.
Do it at 3:00. It's Eastern Daylight Time. That would be noon for Tom, and it'd be 8 for you guys.
Yeah, I've got
Sunday?
2 packs of Italian proper oak flooring, right thick. I
And
didn't
I might
realize
do it Saturday. I might do it tomorrow. I don't know when.
got like a black seal around it and all, is it?
What?
Huh?
This
I'm not
flooring,
looking
2
at you a
packs.
minute.
Right.
Go on, what'd you say?
I've got 2 packs of flooring, yeah. This Italian one free, yeah. When I
Oh,
took it
you're
out,
talking
the
about
boards,
the flooring.
they're not backed onto MDF, they're backed onto like plyboard. And then on the gaps where you join it together, there's like a little black rubber seal all around them.
Nice.
So it must be good looking flooring.
Yeah, yeah.
The MDF at the
It's good
underlay.
it comes with a gasket.
Yeah.
What's up, Gaffer?
Gaffer.
Oh, it says it also that might, but it says anti-static flooring as well. Could have something
Nice.
to do with it. I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's not backed
Maybe.
onto normal like MDF board. It's backed onto actual plyboard. So I've got some quite thick underlay for that as well. It's fucking massive. It's about the size of the living room. Do you want this? I'm going to chuck this away as well. He unraveled it. It was fucking massive. It's got like a silver side to it and then like a green side to it on a big sheet.
Nice.
So might as well just gonna insulate the shit out of it.
What's going on, Gaffer?
My mum says he's building a church, which is all window. Might stick a little concert window.
I'm just looking at.
Hey, Johnny, you ought to get her and just sit there and throw a pew together and put it in there with a small
I'm
little.
thinking of doing like a boxing, at the end, like a little.
And just get her going on it.
Say, Mum, I've seen. I just walked in one day and I saw the light. Get Tracy to take a picture of me kneeling down at her. No, I'll do it on a prayer mat. That'll freak her out. I found Allah.
Well, let me show you this.
Yo, Gaffer, good to see you.
I got one whole bucket I didn't open on the lizard skin. I'm trying to sell 2 gallons worth.
So you overstocked yourself a bit.
Can you not send it back?
Well, I didn't think it would. I mean, I used their. You use Lizard Skin's website. You use their estimator, so they always overestimate. So
Well, they should take it back. I mean, you use their estimator.
Did you crack the lid out?
Would you being stingy with it?
no, we definitely put down 20 mils on each coat for a
And you
total
took
of.
videos of. You got video proof of it too. You got proof how you did it. No, it's not been opened. It's a sealed.
Yeah,
container,
good to see you, Gaff.
Yep, it's still sealed.
They'll probably
Okay.
take it back and sell it as as an open box or whatever on.
Yeah, but the shipping's gonna kill me. That's the whole
How
thing.
much does that weigh? I didn't think it would weigh that much.
Well, it weighs. It's heavy.
Spray the back of your garage door with it. Tom,
What?
spray the back of your garage door with it.
Hey, soundproof your garage.
What colour is that lizard skin stuff then? What colour is it?
It's a gray.
Cool.
Yeah,
Should protect it
the
forever though, shouldn't it really now?
sound control was a gray, and the insulation was a white.
Cool.
But yeah. Hold on.
How much does lizard skin paint weigh?
That's the lizard.
I mean, I'm not too sure. I imagine it's the same as normal paint.
Normal paint's about what? About 6 pounds per gallon or something. It's lighter than
No one in the history of the world, David Collins, have ever measured paint in weight.
I have.
Quite clearly.
Well, have
I mean,
you
I
ever
don't-
shipped paint somewhere?
I've slipped on paint.
I've shipped paint. I've shipped everything. I work for UPS, so I've shipped stuff. I know how much paint weighs.
True. I mean, I've never been in
If
that.
it comes down to
If
shit,
you work for UPS, you have a lot of stories to tell about stuff
Hello?
that you've tried.
Yeah,
to
yeah, this is Tom's phone. No, I'm busy. I'm doing lizard skin stuff.
Yeah. You can see that it's no weight, but it's gallons, and it's 2 gallons.
But I mean, it means
Tom.
it's shipments, so it will be weight, won't it?
Tom, I dare you to paint one of your arms completely in lizard skin and see how much of a lizard you look like.
Hey, I just got an idea, everybody.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna paint my living room with that paint. Send it to me. I'll paint my living room with that.
It'll have done half a wall and become overcome by fumes.
I was wanting gray anyway. That's a little darker than I wanted, but wouldn't that be cool to walk into a living room?
They might as well have some big white walls on your wall as well. Give it the battleship look.
Tom, what's the texture once it dries?
Well, I'm doing a real light gray with blue in it. With blue.
Is your new place ready yet, David?
No, they're working on it. In fact, the people are going to live in the people that are working on it are going to get this one and live down here. And every day when I come home from work, he's standing out there and we end up having a chat. So I've gotten kind of acquainted with the guy. He's also the maintenance guy. So the maintenance guy will be right here on site. He'll be right here on site. So if anything happens, all I have to do is knock on his door. Hey.
All right, I just weighed it. This bucket's 30 pounds.
You're
50 pounds.
30.
30 pounds.
It weighs about twice as much as what regular paint weighs. Then 30 pounds.
And what is that? A 3 litre?
It weighs twice as much. What's in there then that weighs twice as much?
It's rock or stone or something.
It's
Probably
concrete. It's concrete. That makes
What's the
a good
texture
sound.
like? Could you paint the outside of a vehicle with it?
I don't know why you want to, but I guess you could.
30
Just stop it
pounds.
from
It cost
rusting.
you $100 to ship that to me.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But
Postage.
it's thick. I mean, didn't you see the video when Pat and I were mixing it and getting ready to spray it?
There's a stuff people use over years called Raptor skin, and they use it on the outside of their vehicles. A lot of people with T4s use it.
Raptor skin?
Raptor skin, yeah.
Raptor skin. Okay.
Is it rough or is it smooth or what does it look like?
You know, it's just well, it's weird. It depends how you.
You mean that matting colour they put on it? You mean?
Are you talking about doing a wrap or is it actual paint?
No, it's an actual paint. Comes in rattle cans as well. I think you just
Is it that off matte color? It's like looks more like a chalky color.
Like finding out.
Yeah, a lot of people like that flat looking.
Well, they had now. What is it? Duplica came out with that spray that you could sit there and you spray on your car, and then if you don't like the finish or whatever, you can peel it right off. There's
they're just called like a wrap in it.
What's it called? It's sort of like a car wrap, but it's.
Well, I thought you said wrap. So yeah, sometimes you can actually get a car wrap. They take a.
If you just scuffed yourself against one of those cars, that'd be it.
Yeah, then you get a big wrinkle in it, and you've ruined it. So then they'll have to do it all over.
You can get it on Amazon.
All right.
Are you done with your wiring harness?
No. It's too windy, so I got to go get a real soldering iron rather than using a torch.
Good to see you, TW.
How's it going?
It's £104 for 4 bottles with a hardener and the gun.
£104 for 4 bottles and a hardener and a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But I don't know. You don't even say how much it does.
Huh. Because that 2-gallon one gave us on the sound control the first coat was 20 mils according to what it was. It was a little thicker in some places than it was in others. And then when we put the second coat on, it was 20 mils. So it was total of, they did not want you to exceed 40 mils. So if anything, we were probably less than 40 mils on some areas in the car. But in that first bucket, I had about that much left in the bucket, and that stuff is thick like molasses. That's why you need to shoot it at 60 to 70 pounds.
Sounds like good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell the difference already just by banging on the car.
It sounds like a fun now.
It's going to make a difference as far as the heating and the sound control.
These shorts are choking me. The smell coming off these shorts, it's like I'm in a fucking florist. I can taste them.
Kate didn't put one of those air fresheners up there, did she, Hayes?
No, it's she changed the fucking fabric softener or something.
Oh.
I hate it. I'm
feeling like a Glade plug-in.
Yeah, I can't breathe properly. It affects me. I'm not good with all that fucking scented shit.
I'm a bit funny with washing powder.
Hazy told a story earlier where Kate was putting those air fresheners that squirt.
Oh God!
And he sat there and he laid down in bed and he didn't realize that she had put one close to the bed and he turned his head and it got him right.
Not close to the bed, on my fucking bedside table, facing my pillow, and with a sensor on it. As soon as I put my head down, it sprayed me straight in the face.
That's for you, Hazy. The last one.
I mean, you say it's for me, but I think you're going to drink it.
Here, take it.
Man, in your honor.
Reach up there. You can grab it.
Well, I'm a pipe and everybody's on it.
Listen, I've had a beer with David Collins, and I've had a beer with Johnny.
You had a Stella with me.
I had a Stella with Johnny as well.
And you had some Bud Light. If you were at Dizzy's.
Oh, we had everything at Dizzy's. Don't worry about that. We made sure we had every fucking brand.
I brought half of that stuff at Dizzy's house.
You missed it last night, Dad. I got Chrissy trashed on margaritas.
You did?
Oh, she was smashed like shit. My wife does not drink alcohol, and she was like, "You know what? Fuck it." I was like, "All right." So I turbocharged it for her, and yeah, she was shit faced.
Pretty good.
I bet she likes margaritas, though.
She definitely does.
She'll mound a bit then. You need that every now and again, don't you?
I bet you got
the reason why this is in the refrigerator.
Oh wow. Okay.
Ultimate margarita.
No, what?
He's living a good life, is Tom, isn't it?
This is Chrissy is the reason why this is in the refrigerator.
Every week he shows another fancy
I'm
bottle
starting
out.
to think this Tom is a secret alcoholic.
I resemble that remark.
Daisy, there's no secret about it. Come here and I'll show you.
Listen, that was my next fucking sentence. I don't think it's a secret, actually.
Yeah, seems to keep showing us half bottles.
I watch him finish a bottle of tequila every week.
Doesn't good, why not?
I spent my high school years watching something similar.
And here's a brand new one for this week.
Way, what the hell?
Nice.
They're not little bottles either.
No,
Listen, I've held one of those bottles. He sent one to Dizzy. I've held it. It's a fucking big bottle.
it's probably half gallon. It's a half gallon.
Yeah, it's half a gallon.
Yeah, and you
Easy.
guys didn't even drink any of it at the party.
I didn't drink it. Listen, I was in America. There's no fucking way in the world I was drinking tequila in America.
Why?
Listen,
Your
my
place got guns.
21st birthday, I did 7 tequilas right now.
I don't remember there being tequila.
I got thrown out of a pub. Apparently, I climbed up on the fucking piano. Shit face. Jumping Jack's nightclub in Leeds. Right? And I walked up in Hyde Park. Fuck knows how I got there, right? With some tramp telling me to get off his bench, and somebody had nicked my shoes.
I did have some hard.
I had to walk back to fucking Armley with no shoes on.
How the fuck did somebody nick your shoes, Johnny?
I think it was a tramp. I should have seen what feet shoes you were wearing.
Hang about. You think it was? How didn't you know who it was? They're taking your shoes off your feet.
I don't even know about how I ended up dancing on the fucking piano. I was fucked. 21st birthday, I was fucked. Everybody bought me drinks.
Kid.
Everybody bought me drinks. That was third.
Did you end up on Hampstead Heath?
No, it's called Hyde Park over here.
No, I know where Hyde Park is. In London.
Yeah. No, there's a Hyde Park in Leeds as well.
Oh, I thought you meant the one in London.
Smashed on his 21st.
Oh, yeah, you wasn't in Hyde Park.
No wonder you didn't believe me. It's in Leeds.
Well, no, I'm not saying I don't believe you. It's just
Well,
what I'm
I
thinking.
get that chat face where I ended up in fucking London when I went on a night out in Leeds.
I mean, it's a bit of a fucking trek.
Hey, Shandog, what's going on?
Yo, what's
Leeds
up,
is a
Shandog?
bit of a mimic of London, really. A lot of our street names in Leeds are like similar to street names in London.
When you
Even
say
some-
similar, like
Even
what?
if you look at our Leeds Town Hall, and you look at London Town Hall. Ours is just
Give me
like
an example. Give me an example. Have you
We
got
have, like, we have Wellington Street and Duke Street and like Kirkgate Lane and stuff, but they're like ones in like Soho area in London. I've been to London a few
Have
times.
you got Abbey Road?
Yeah, because there's a solicitor. It's like a big square with lots of solicitors on.
No,
You
that's
should
a
look up
square, not a
Leeds.
road. You can't have a road on a square, Johnny.
No, it's a solicitor. It goes around like that and then back.
It's a grid.
So it's Abbey Square.
It's got because it's got an actual Abbey Square in the front of it.
So it's
In
not
the
Abbey
Looks
Road.
like
then.
Hang on, I'll get it for you.
right the roads in my neighborhood.
Like we have an Oxford Circus as well. That's where all markets and that are.
Did anyone see the video I put up when I drove through Heroes Tunnel in Connecticut?
Yeah, that was an uncool tunnel. That one.
Yeah. I forgot all about that. I forgot about that tunnel. Listen, I've drove through some amazing tunnels, and I've
You
got
went to
footage of them.
Wow,
What?
I didn't know that, Hazy.
We don't get tunnels like that over here.
Yeah, it's called Heroes Tunnel, but it looks like it was built in the Second World War.
Did that? Do you know when you? Do you know like on the camera you headed towards
Probably
the end of
was.
it, right? Did that proper blind you as you went through it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because on the camera it looked like you just shot out of it into light, and the next minute you could see it's like, fuck. What if there were a car
I
about
gotta go
there?
back. I'm sure I've seen it. I just don't.
I've got some footage. I've got some dash cam footage. Because I've driven in a few places in America and in Spain, and some of the views and the roads I've got on camera and tunnels like that, unbelievable. I got like hundreds of hours of footage that I got to go through.
You want to know the most beautiful thing I ever saw in my life? I was on I-77, where I-77 and I-81 meet up here in Virginia. About 2 hours from here, it was up in the mountains. They had built I-77. You're like 2 miles up in the air, and you look down on the Appalachian Mountains and see the clouds underneath of you. And you're on what they call the motorway. We call it the interstate. That wasn't there years ago. I grew up going through West Virginia and Kentucky when I was a kid, and I remember having to go winding 2-lane roads through the mountains. So all of that's new. They built all that shit up there. Yeah. But that's the most beautiful.
One of the best roads I ever drove up, there's a place in Mallorca called Mount Toro. It's the highest point. It's a mountain. There's a ministry at the top where Mother Teresa used to live. Yeah, and there's a big fucking thing of Christ, like this big statue, like 100 meters. I got drone footage of the place. But the road going up there is a winding fucking proper mountain road. I mean, nothing like places in America, I suppose, but on this island, and you can see on a clear day, you can see the whole island from up there.
The next time you come over here, Hazy, you got to see West Virginia. I'll take you to West Virginia, and I'll show you some mountain roads. Crazy.
When you say you'll take me to West Virginia, is it like a couple of hours away?
For me, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive from me.
Yeah. He's got hills out there compared to what we got out here.
Yeah.
We have the Dales
mountains. Hazy, you can go to the library, which is like 4 blocks over from me. The new library, it's all glass, and you can go up on the top floor and look out the window and look at the mountains.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, I live in Wales, so we got some mountains.
Oh yeah, beautiful as well.
We don't have mountains here.
You come down into Wales, though, like these little castles started popping up on the left side and right. Fucking hell, look at that.
We got a couple of mountains out here.
Wales is an amazing country, to be honest.
You probably have mountains and ocean.
We got mountains and ocean. We got it all.
We do too. In North Carolina, we have mountains.
We got lakes. We got sand dunes. We got high heat.
Dales, lakes, and sea as well.
We have heat, but not like Vegas, not like Nevada.
We only have heat if we put jump
wet air out. David, you got wet air. We don't have wet air here.
We have humidity. That's the only.
We have heat over here if I put a jumper on.
Well, Hazy, if you ever want to take a drive, I'll show you some beautiful scenes, some road trips.
Listen, I would love to come to America one day with a big pocket full of money and go to visit everybody.
Oh, you wouldn't have to worry about the money. You'll be.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. I mean,
you get over here, we'll take care of the rest.
To a degree.
See, right now,
I'm not paying your airfare. Okay, that's where I draw the line.
Right now,
you're not paying my airfare. Oh, well, I'm not coming there, David. I'm not coming there.
Pay for your own plane ticket.
Listen, what I would do. This is what I would do. I would fly into Boston, then I'd go up and see Brian and Jimmy C and all those, and I'd go down and see Dizzy, then pop down Captain Jerk. Go down. I'll probably go across and see
ripping me off.
What's her name? Megan. I'd see Megan before I drop down to see you, David Collins, because she's not far from you.
I'll route you through West Virginia, but it's all interstate. You're not going to have to go any winding.
I'd drop down to see you, and then I'd probably drop down to Florida then to see a few of the Florida boys.
As a matter of fact, Hazy, if you were to go to Dizzy's from here, you'd have to go through Virginia. You'd have to go on 81.
Yeah, and that's where
up through Pennsylvania.
That's where Megan lives as well. So I wouldn't mind popping in to see
you. Want to know a beautiful Pennsylvania is an absolutely beautiful place.
And what I would do then, I would go to Florida, then I'd scoot across to Lafayette. No, Lafayette.
You'd have to be on a boat or on a plane. There's water.
And then I'd go up to California.
You'd have to visit Anthony in New Orleans.
See the boys in California. Then I'd pop across to see Tom.
Yeah.
Then I'd go up to Colorado and try and find Mark.
Where is Mark? I haven't seen anything from him. Is he still around, Hazy?
I haven't spoken to him for a little while.
I
But
think I saw him last night on who's M5, M space 5. Is that Mark M? No, Mark M was Mark M. But who's M5? Because I saw him on last night. And I've seen that before.
Johnny 5.
No, it was an M and a space and a 5.
I don't know live in ages.
I mean, are you thinking of bolt sizes? An M5 bolt?
No, because if it's a bolt size, I
true.
don't have a space.
Oh,
This is America. We don't deal with metric nuts and bolts.
Well, I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't remember.
I know.
who this guy
I mean,
is.
it is slightly because
just take the
you're
old one.
retarded.
we
Stubborn
did
and
have to get
retarded.
an M. We did have to get an M8 bolt for a Vespa because Vespas are built in Italy, so
Italy,
they have
yeah.
bolt sizes like that there.
No, the whole
Yeah, there's not many
automotive
countries.
industry
There's not
is
many
all metric.
countries that have resisted the metric system because it does make sense, really.
Well, when you're working on shit that's made in Italy, you're going to run into crap like that. You're going to run into the metric system.
Pure
I've
gold.
seen
That's
that. Where did
pure
I, I've
P.
seen that. I've seen that somewhere. Where did I see that?
It's not bad beer.
Trash.
Is it Guinness or
It was
is it,
Morello.
I bet you know what harp is, Hazy. We have that too. It's like
A cool,
it's
sharp
like-
harp.
but it's a light, like a
Yeah.
ultra.
Organic light lager. Oh, yeah. That tastes like shit.
USDA approved. That's I bet fills you with confidence.
It's agricultural product.
Yeah,
It's
from
not
the rear. From the rear.
Get higher than a
Rear
Georgia.
is going to get higher than a
Did you have me
Georgia.
licking concrete before I leave? Yeah, boy. I'll show you. Listen, I'll show you how to ride those fucking toys you got. Popping a wheelie.
Oh yeah, you'll have to ride a Vespa. You'll have to ride this.
I drove one. It wasn't a Vespa, but I drove one in Spain.
Yeah, what kind was that? I couldn't figure out what make that was.
I don't know. It was just a white one.
It looked like a Yamaha or what's that other one? I couldn't
don't
tell
know.
by the dashboard. Your dashboard had a round dial and then the rest of it was
Yeah.
a rectangle.
Did you watch
and
the?
I
Did
know
you watch
that-
the video where I was going to get petrol?
Yeah, yeah,
Did you watch the whole thing?
yeah.
Holy shit, that's like an hour.
Yeah, I watched the video.
Listen, David Collins,
I
you know.
was watching you filled it up and it was like €4. That's
Yeah.
how economical
Yeah.
those things are.
Yeah, after I drove across the
feel
island
like-
looking for
You
the
know how
fucking
much it would cost me to fill my scooter up? $5. It holds
Fill
2
it up.
gallons.
Crazy. How many miles you got out with that?
To work every day on a scooter, I'd have to go to the gas station once every 10 days. I still had gas. I didn't fill up once a week. It always ended up odd days. I'd have to fill up like every 8 or 9 days. And I rode that scooter every day
Nice.
to the
It
grocery
is a very cheap way to travel.
Yeah, they were real popular here when gas was $4 a gallon. But gas is real cheap now, so you don't see very many of them.
How cheap is cheap?
Under $2 a gallon.
In Thailand, you used to sit there and see a family of 7 on one scooter.
Yeah, I've
You
seen
still
pictures
do.
of that.
You still fucking do. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And with the goats and all that on the back as well, and the fucking family dog.
Yeah, and the dog and the cat in the front too.
Yeah. Balancing a fish tank on his head like that, trying not to spill the water. It's crazy.
Yeah, watch
my
some
God.
of those videos of what they do in other countries with those things. They carry like feed on the back of them and everything. A bale of hay on the back of a scooter. It taking it on.
Have you seen the video where there's a donkey on a cart and it's got this harness around him with the cart arms going through him, and they've loaded too much shit on the cart and it's lifted up like that, and the donkey's up in the air.
No, I haven't seen that one, Hazy, but I can imagine that one.
Yeah, and the guy is just pissing himself laughing. It's just they just jacked this.
Is that
donkey.
one of those reaction videos?
Yeah.
Island of Bangkok.
Yeah, that would be funny.
I know. Listen. I need some videos to react to that I've never seen before. I need some links for things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing some of those reaction videos.
Oh, okay.
Did anybody see that video where the in South Africa that truck carrying money was being fired upon with the two dudes in it?
Yeah, and they were giving instructions to guys sat next to him because the other guy
and they had a machine gun and all that.
Bullet fucking massive, like you could see bullet hole embedded in glass next to his face. Couldn't you?
Yeah. That was a tough truck. That was whatever they were driving. That glass worked because they were trying to kill him.
Armored car.
Glass had like scrunched in like that, and you could see glass, right?
It looked like he was being hit with a shotgun, but it wasn't. There was assault rifles.
And they were like saying, right, it's about to get even more crazy now because they were chasing them and all, weren't they?
Yeah, and they were standing on the side of the road shooting them.
This wasn't a video, but there was the day that the power went off at work. We didn't know why. Turned out the power was off in half of the neighborhood, like in a 2-mile radius. And it turned out there was a police chase. There was somebody carrying some heroin or something like that. The police were chasing them. And they threw the heroin out the window. And they ran into a telephone pole, and it happened to knock the power out for like a 2-mile radius. It was off for hours before they could fix it. But that's what it was. It was a police chase, and they ran off the road. Slam.
What are you doing? What was you doing then?
Me?
Yeah.
We're looking at
Messing
you.
around on my stereo.
Oh. Looked like you were trying to brush a guinea pig or something.
No.
You know, a thought came to mind.
It's a guinea pig.
I needed to brush that thought away real quickly.
Okay.
Did you need to brush that away?
Messing around with your stereo. Did you get kind of sticky?
Would you be pimping?
Yeah.
Hold it, wait, we got to present this. Hang on. Oh, and he takes it off. Put it back on, Hazy.
Pimping. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I gotta come here and talk to me. I can't hear you.
Yeah, this is my retarded moment.
Hi, Emily.
There was a thermometer, so I checked the temperature and it said 99.7.
Okay.
I'm going to drop out. Tom, thanks for having me up, bud.
All right, Johnny. Thanks for coming up.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one.
See you later. See you later. See you later.
Hey, Johnny. I know I've got to go myself soon.
Peace.
I got a question, Hazy.
Fire away.
Struggle Street, is that on regular schedule, or is that just when you decide to put a podcast up?
David, it's called fucking Struggle Street for a reason.
Because you don't know when to put it up.
Listen, we ain't nothing scripted. This is all real. You know? It's fucking called Struggle Street for a reason. We all have our days where we're struggling. So for us all, I mean, to be honest, me and Brian are always up for this. But our funny man is a bit temperamental, you know? But yeah, it's something we're going to continue doing. It's not. We're not going to say every Monday, Wednesday, and fucking Friday is going to be a video because it just ain't, you know. But there might be. Who knows?
I was just saying my work schedule's going to change. I just wondered when to expect them to pop up. That's all. Because I'm usually at work, but I'll be off. On Fridays.
Okay, so does that make a difference to you when it does pop up? Like, oh,
Well, they're in the morning, right? I'm never home in the morning. I'm never through the internet in the morning.
But wouldn't you think, oh, let me go and check Struggle Street if they put something in Europe?
I don't know.
Or do you rely on the notification and then you being ready at that time to watch it? Do you know what I mean?
Depends on when I'm on the computer. I see the note. I saw Jimmy C's last night. I was about ready to log out and go to bed, and then I saw it pop up. And I know Jimmy C comes on Thursday nights, but I totally forgot that he did, or forgot all about it. So I was on there about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I wasn't on panel. I was just in the chat.
Yeah. Remember when you put the kicker fuse on the side of the battery box?
Yep.
Oh, I know what they're talking about.
Okay. And then this lead came out and went to the amp, right?
Yep.
Right. All the pictures I took, I never took any of what you did on the side of the battery box.
That'll get you squared away. He's not working. Is he tearing apart car today, isn't he?
Huh?
Is he tearing apart his car today, Pat?
No. If anything, he's in the pool. Yesterday, he was in the pool all day. He got sunburned.
Ouch.
Yeah, he sat there and he was supposed to come up around 2 o'clock. We were going to put the ECU tray back in. And he texted me and he says, I'm in the pool. I don't want to come out. And I said, okay.
I got some hot chick messaging me.
So I suspect he's in the pool. He hasn't got everything for his car yet.
Okay.
I bet he has a sunscreen on today.
He still has a few parts to go. So
I knew I was going to get a package. The mailman always comes when I'm on your show. The mailman's here. I'll be right back.
All right, David. So hey, what did they say about a week? You get your van back?
And Wednesday, Thursday should know the damage and the price, and then they got to fix it. Then I really don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm just messing with somebody. I do apologize.
Not a problem. So T-Dub, Clayton's still at work?
Oh yeah. He's the GM at the body shop, so he'll be there till. Let's see, it's not in a month, so yeah, he'll be there till like at least 6.
Oh, okay. Where did the girls want to go?
They're actually not home. Emily's the only one home right now.
Oh. Chrissy, everybody's gone?
Yeah.
I've been waiting on my debit card to come because it expires this month.
Oh.
I can't show a whole bunch of it, but this is my card from the credit union, so now I can get money out of the machine.
Okay.
It expires in May, and I just now got it. The mail's been so messed up. I wasn't worried about it. It was like, am I ever going to get it? Do you have debit cards over there where they just draft the money right out of your checking account? It's a Visa card, and it looks just like a Visa card, but you can use it, but it isn't a credit card.
Hazy's busy texting.
Yeah, he did.
I do apologize.
Not a problem. I was just telling you.
I know you two guys know what a debit card is. But see, if I didn't get it, I wouldn't be able to get cash. I wouldn't be able to go to an ATM and get cash out. And it was supposed to expire in 2 weeks. I didn't get my insurance renewal. I had to go online to get that.
I cleaned before we did lizard skin. I really super cleaned the interior of the car out, and so I found another nickel. So that makes a whole $1.05 I found in that car.
Is it a silver nickel? Is it a real nickel?
Yeah.
What's the date on it?
Cool.
Oh, Jesus.
Hi.
Now you're gonna have to make me put these on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was happy
Go
the
get
day
mommy.
I found the 1963 silver quarter. That went on eBay.
1968.
Really? Go online and see if it's worth anything.
It's
It's probably a
68.
real nickel.
It's a 68 nickel and a 68 Camaro. So it was lost in that car on the first year.
It was.
Maybe.
It could have been a 1968 nickel. It was lost in that car, but what are the chances it was lost?
Can you grab her?
Lost on the same year.
Yeah,
1968.
lost when the car was new. We don't
Yeah.
know. We don't know. There's no way to know.
No.
They could have been in there the whole life
Let
of
her
the
sit
car.
there. Let her sit there.
Oh, Elena. Hi, Elena.
Come here, Lena. Say hi to Papa.
Hi.
Say hi, Papa.
How you doing?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
At last. I didn't think you want to make it.
Well, I was working on someone's car that I know, and I decided it was time to come in because it's freaking hot out.
It's cold up here.
Say hi to Papa. Go.
Hello, Anthony.
Hi.
It's 55 degrees.
Babe, TW and TW Junior. Yeah.
That's Elena.
Oh, that's the new boss installment.
Yep. What? Yeah.
That's the latest car payment.
Hey, oh, 2 car payments.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You're
Bye,
little
Elena.
one.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you what a dealership mechanic gets you. Okay. This guy's got a 2-year GMC truck. Okay. Basically, he can barely get any power or speed out of it. It put along. They basically told him he needed a new motor. That's what they were going to do. They were going to yank the motor out and put it in. Of course, his warranty.
I bet you his things were worn out. His
I already changed it, working like a dream. You know what it was? His gas pedal.
huh.
Which this nowadays is what they call a gas pedal. You know, there's no cable. It's a plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fly by wire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, you can see by the sticker that's still there and the sticker where it says
Made in Mexico.
Yeah.
At least it's not.
You can come back out.
But,
Yeah.
2
They
years
were gonna
old.
change it. They were gonna change his whole engine. I wish that was my fucking problem. Just needed a new fucking foot pedal.
You're right
Yeah,
back.
but I'm just saying his motor was going to cost him labor and all $4,700 and some change.
And he had practiced some good sense, and he took the car to a neighbor.
Well, no, he just knew, you
Is
know.
this bullshit or what? You know.
Well, yeah, because it's 2 years old. You know, I mean, yeah, it's got 80,000 miles on it, but it's only 2 years old. Come on, people.
Now he's going to take it back to the dealer, and he's going to say, "Do you know what this guy told me?"
Oh no, we videotaped the whole thing. That way he could show them.
We'll take the old gas pedal with him.
Yeah, he did.
And says, like, you know, you told me I needed to get a whole new engine, and this is all I needed, and it runs fine.
Yeah, $32 is fixed.
How much? $22.
$32. Yeah.
That's not even the cost of an hour of
I don't
wait.
like the idea of an electric throttle, really.
No, me either.
Unless it's an electric car.
But I did tell him though for about $105 he can change that back to a cable if he wants to go that far.
Yeah.
Because the kit to change it back to a cable drive is $105. You know, that way it's you know, it's made to go where all that's at. That way you ain't got to do any modification and all that crap.
Excuse me.
I don't see how the fly-by-wire's better. Tell me why it's better.
Well, it's not better for you. It's better for them. They ain't got to spend the money on the cables and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they can run just one wire loom that covers everything. Covers your radio, covers your odometer, gas pedal. And now they're slowly working on the brakes, doing that to the brakes. So there's going to be no more hydraulic brakes.
I don't know if that would fly. That wouldn't be safe. They've been using
Well, yeah, because what if you have a glitch? Yeah. Well, you know, Honda and them already use electric brakes. You got to have I have to hook my analyzer to most Hondas to release the brakes just so I can change the brake.
I think on the electric cars, I think the electric cars have electric brakes because some of them are regenerative.
Right.
You hit them.
They push power back to the battery. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the whole set of brakes or if it's
I don't know why they call it regenerative braking. All they need to do is tell you they put a freaking generator on your wheel and it sends the power back to the freaking battery when you're not using it.
Yeah, that's how you're.
I think what it does when you use the brakes, the energy it uses to brake, it turns back into power.
Right.
Charges the battery back up. In fact, the battery is the resistance.
Which a guy said this, which I know a guy that said this 20 years ago. Why don't they put regenerative generators on those electric cars? That way, while you're driving, you're constantly charging the batteries.
There's no money in it.
That's
exactly. Exactly.
That's a perpetual motion machine. Nobody's succeeded on that yet.
No. The wheels is already going to be turning. Why not have that one wheel or two wheels turning a belt to a generator?
Mm-hmm.
Just like a gas engine does.
Oh, like on a gasoline-powered car, instead of having an alternator, just have the wheels?
No, even on electric. The wheels are going to be turning.
Yeah, you're still going to be generating electricity. All you need is a car.
I'm running over to Clayton's real quick. I got to grab the soldering iron.
All right.
There's laws of physics in there which can. There's no such thing as free electric really when there's something involved, a motion.
Because you lose some of it.
Because whenever there's any sort of friction, you're losing energy straight away.
Right.
You know, whenever there's a resistance. So if you put a dynamo on a spinning wheel to generate electric, the power that wheel is going to lose by having the generator is going to be more than the dynamo could create.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, perpetual motion, it's unachievable. Because you have friction, like Hazy said, you lose energy. They've come close. There's loads of
videos.
It's not unachievable. We just don't know the technology, period.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's unachievable because in my head it works in some ways. And people have made contraptions, but they're making it up, you know.
That one guy's got that generator that's been running 99 months now on its own. Still putting out power.
And what's it running on? Just on its own?
Just it's a magnetic motor. He made it to where it's constantly in motion.
Yeah. That's how I think you'd need to do it through magnets.
Magnetic force of the earth or something like that, maybe. I don't
know. No, it'd have to be something, a unit you could be mobile with, wouldn't it?
Where it's pushing away from itself all the time.
I think this is a station. A generator is just sitting still, though.
No. Yeah.
You can't. Nothing.
It's not in a car.
You can't make electric if it's staying still.
No. It's powering his house.
Yeah. So it's not in a vehicle.
No, it's not motion.
It's for a house or something.
Yeah.
No, but you can run an engine with a campfire. The smoke from a campfire.
Oh, gasifier.
Yeah, gasifier. You know, you can run a car engine by burning wood.
Yeah, well, the smoke is just uncombusted gases.
Yeah. And if you want the plans to build one, you can get it off the FEMA website here in the United States. They have it on their website. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because smoke from a fire, a lot of it has volatile compounds in it that just didn't burn in the process.
Well, yeah, that's why when you get a room full of smoke, it can potentially. That's why if you pull a door open, you get backdraft because the smoke ignites.
And the whole thing exploded. Yeah. You got all those gases. We got the fire.
Yeah, because it's letting the oxygen mix it needs.
Boom!
Into the room.
Yeah.
But getting back to the mechanic, you know, I told my friend, I said, don't be mad at the mechanic because he's probably threatened by his job to do shit like that. That's what makes him crooked like that. You know, I told him, but still, I couldn't sleep knowing I screwed somebody out of $4,700 when it was a $20 part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wonder, you know, people talk about taking their vehicle back to the dealer for a repair. I just cringe. I go, no, you don't want to take it. Those people screw people, you know. And they go, oh no, they're not out to screw people. And I said,
well, not all of them. I mean, there is a handful of honest ones, but a majority of them are. You know, I told you, I got fired from a mechanic shop because the owner and the son of the owner told me I was too honest. That's why they fired me.
Anthony, I'm not talking about mechanical shops in general. I'm talking about dealerships, the shops that sell the vehicles.
But they got a lot to figure over.
They tell them they need thousands and thousands of dollars worth of repairs, and it turns out to be something like a $20 part, like you said.
Yeah.
Or they want to charge them $200 to replace.
Yeah, the labor is the most expensive part.
Yeah, especially here.
I know
a halfway decent mechanic's $80 an hour labor here.
Well, I am not opposed to paying for honest labor, but when they tell me I'm going to need a $200, they're going to need $200 in parts when it's actually only a $120 part.
Right.
Come on, you know.
Well, hell, what are you talking about? I've known shops that's tucking these apart right here, clean the contacts on it with an emery board, put it back in together. You might get another 3 years out of it if you're lucky, but the fact is you think you got a new part. Yeah. Then 3 years later, you go down the road and it starts doing the same thing, jerking around, and you got your foot down, and you're like, what in that?
Well, you know, my dad and my uncle, they didn't work on cars, but they worked on equipment. And when we serviced a piece of equipment for a customer, we gave the old parts to them. We put them in a bag. Here's what we took out of what we fixed. This was the old part. This is what went wrong with it. We were honest. We didn't screw people, you know.
Yeah. Well, I always tell people.
Anyway, listen, Tom, I've got to go. I got some stuff I got to take care of.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for coming up, man.
No worries.
Have a good
you
one.
guys have a good night, and I'll speak to you all soon.
Well, you know, I always tell people, even if you think you can trust who you're going to, always ask them for the old piece and watch how many of them will go, well, you know, I don't have it. We threw it away. What?
Yeah.
Or tell them up front, hey, whatever you take off here, I want to see it.
Yeah. I want my old part.
Yep.
Well, some of them look at the part and go,
by law, you bought that part. You own it. They can't just throw it away without.
They can't throw your property away, and they look at it. Isn't that kind of weird? And, you know, some of them are, you know, they think it's cool, you know, to see what happened to that part, you know, see the spot in it that wore out or whatever. And
well, I've always been one.
You're being honest, you know.
I've always been one. I'll find the part that's bad and call them and have them come and show them. I even do the testing from like this right here. I put my voltmeter on each one of these pins and I showed them where the problem was, you know.
Yeah.
Because he was only getting voltage from the first, second, and then it jumped all the way to the 7th and 8th pin. So everything in between, you know,
he wasn't getting anything.
Yeah, between 2 and 7 was nothing. That's why he would hit his gas. He'd get a hesitation. Then when he floored it, would all of a sudden just go. Yeah.
Sounds like an electrical problem to me.
Yeah, but he kept saying, I think it's in the throttle. I think it's the cable. And I said, Bubba, I got some bad news for you. There is no cables on that shit no more. I said, but anything after 2002 is all this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Every last bit of it.
Yep, and,
Hey, guys.
we can thank the military for that.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened?
Hey
to
guys,
you?
I gotta get going. I'll see you later.
All
See
right,
you
T-Dub.
later.
Bye.
But
Listen,
I do got to admit, though, I do got to admit, though, for Major Simpsons, I'm going to tell you what, one little plug and one little bolt holding the thing, because it actually goes under a little piece of metal that's got a little stud right here goes in the other hole. In the other hole, you put the bolt in it, you tighten it down to 40 PSI, plug it up, you're done. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, actually, it said start the engine and let it run for a little while and put it in gear a few times and let it the brain relearn the sensor.
Well, basically, that's all it is a glorified rheostat.
Yeah. Because look at here. Here's the full movement of this gas pedal. Watch this. That's it. So if you toe touch this just a little bit, you're gone, and you go like, hey, you're hauling butt. And all you're doing is changing the voltage to the motor that's on the side of the throttle body. Yeah. Because people don't realize that's why your throttle body has that big freaking L lump on the side of it. That's an electric motor going, yee, 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 yee. Yeah.
Oh,
that's why you got to pay $100 and something for that kit, because basically you pull that casing out, take that motor out, and you drill a hole in the side, and it's got a little deal that goes on it to put the cable in it to where you go back to where the motor made contact to where you could move it with the cable,
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have to put a spring in there. That way it springs back when you let go of the gas.
Yep. Returns it back to idle for you.
Yeah. But yeah, man, when I showed him that, he goes, "What's that?" And I said, "That's your gas pedal." He says, "Where's the cable?" I said, "No, where's your plug? You mean it plugs up? It ain't got no cable."
There's no cable.
He goes, "That piece of shit." I said, "Buddy, it don't matter. Anything after 200 has them." So,
yep, they're all now that way.
And they took it back to that dealer, and I would have asked for whoever was in charge there and showed him that part.
Yeah, because
he replaced the whole engine, and when all I needed was this, and show him what was wrong with it,
Yeah.
And that would have, even if you went to a dealer and they were honest and they found that they would charge you $200 for labor.
But that's what he said.
Gas pedal, but it would have been a whole lot less than an engine would have cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like totally just. He was, I guess he was expecting me to say, "Oh yeah, you need a motor," and I was like, "Bro." I told him, I say, I don't know what situation, because I wasn't there, but I said, somebody somewhere don't know their butt from a hole in the ground. And I mean, of all places, you think the dealer would know those do go out. I mean,
well, they have to go to school for that, and they have manuals that they go by and everything. At least they used to.
What ain't that? I got the same scan tool. I have the same scan tool they have. All they got to do is hook it up, and right away it told me throttle pedal position sensor not functional.
Yeah, my nephew, my brother-in-law worked for Dodge, and he worked for a Dodge dealership for a little while. They were always sending him off somewhere.
Yeah,
they pay his plane fare and put him up in the hotel and everything for school. And he would specialize in working on this one particular. He was a breeze with transmissions. He amazed him. He could take a transmission out and put a transmission in like record time, like slap, and it's done.
Well, that's why a lot of transmission shops you no longer see, because I'm telling you, the way they build transmissions, it doesn't even pay trying to rebuild them.
No, he didn't rebuild them. He just swapped them out. You know, if they came in. Well, Chrysler, he worked for Dodge, and you know, Chrysler and Dodge own each other. They have a warranty on the transmissions. You can count on a Chrysler transmission going out at right around 60,000 miles.
Between 60 and 85, depending on which one it is. Yep.
So if you ever own a Chrysler vehicle,
it will give you problems. It may not go completely out, but it will give you problems.
Be prepared. Know in advance that you're going to need a new transmission, and like you said, between 60 and 80,000. So if you did
something that Anthony said. He said there's no more transmission shops around. And come to think of it, I don't think driving around this valley, I think Amco's gone. And that was
I haven't seen one in years, in 10 years at least.
Well, no, I'm just saying on the newer cars, they build them in modules, and it's easier just to yank it out, tear it apart, take that module that's out bad, slap another one in, put it back together, the rest of it, stick it back in your car. Hey, you have a new transmission. No, you don't. They just changed the bad module.
Well, whatever he did, he did it. He amazed them. They were all amazed with him. He was a junkie. He was a drug addict. He was this and that, but he was a damn good mechanic.
We got an hour drive.
You know, he got to the point where he was working for this one shop that they were working on race cars.
Yeah.
But they were doing people cars too, you know, road cars.
The best guy that does.
The guy bought him. He owned a house and everything, and his boss died, and he lost everything. I mean, he lost the house and everything. But he ended up in jail at some point because.
Yeah, but eventually that catches up with him because we had a guy here. It was an hour drive. Every old car. I'm talking about transmissions. It didn't matter if it was automatic or standard. This guy, everybody went to him, and he was a crackhead. He was a crackhead and a half. And of course, he got to doing the crack so much, he got to where he wasn't even doing the work anymore because he was laid out on the floor, passed out.
Well, if this guy was smart enough, he would have opened his own business if he wasn't high all the time and drunk all the time. If he could have found somebody that would be a partner and he started his own business, he would have made bunches of money. He would have been a killer.
That's where this guy was.
He knew his shit.
One day they went in his shop and they found him crushed. Rewinded the video to the security camera. He was trying to pull himself up from a vehicle he's under, and he grabbed the release on the damn lift and dropped it on himself.
Oh my goodness, that sounds.
Yeah.
But
that's because he was so stoned, you know.
It's like hitting the gas instead of the brake.
Yeah.
And that's let's see, back in 1980, we had a 78 Chevy van and the turbo 350 went out on it. Yeah. So a buddy of mine was the manager of the local Amco transmission shop. And he sat there and he says, tell you what, he says, I'll take the turbo 350 out. I'll put a turbo 400 in it. And he says, and it'll be guaranteed for as long as you own the vehicle. And all you have to do is once a year bring it into us and we service it. And I said, okay. So the van at that time had about 65, maybe 70,000 miles on it. So I said, okay, fine. And he was a good friend of mine. So that deal went like for $1,200 and I only paid like $675 for it or something like that. Yeah. Back then. When we got rid of the van, it had 250,000 plus miles on it and still had that same Amco transmission in it.
I remember that in their commercials, guaranteed for the life of the vehicle.
Yeah. Well, that's like my Dodge that I drive all the time. It still has the original transmission in it, and I got 295,000 miles in it, but it is an Allison transmission.
Yeah.
It's not a Chrysler transmission. It's an Allison transmission. And like I said, they're pretty much bulletproof. I mean, they can be tore up, but you got to really be, and I'm not hard on it because it's just a daily driver. I pull a trailer every once in a blue moon, Mm-hmm. Maybe, I think that heaviest I pull is like 5,000 pounds, So.
Yeah. Well, with the van, the only thing we pulled was a trailer for ATVs on the back of it, and that was it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Dorito, I know people has blown plenty of Allisons up, but they were usually doing some crazy ass wild shit. Yeah, especially like my uncle when he blew his. He says, "Damn, the transmission blew." I said, "Well, yeah, because you drive like you always do, and you went from 800 horsepower to 1,800 horsepower. That's a lot of increase on a torture." Especially when you're dropping the clutch. Yeah. For my favorite, like the guys in the Corvettes, they think they're burning their tires, all the smoke rolling out, and they realize it wasn't the tires, it was the clutch. You ever see those? You ever seen them? There's if you go on YouTube and look around, there's a few videos. These guys get these brand new freaking Corvettes, and they be in the parking lot. Watch this, and smoke's from, and someone taps on the window, going, "Hey, that's not your tires, man. That's your clutch. Stop." Yeah.
Oh man.
I watched one guy do it so bad he burned the clutch up, locked it up, blew the motor. Because I remember.
Blew the motor?
Oh yeah. Because he didn't let up on it. He thought he was doing good. He didn't realize that was his transmission on fire, not his tires. Because the guys on the side with the video camera and the tires are sitting still, and smoke is just bellowing out from underneath that thing.
I think I have seen that video.
Yeah.
It must have gone viral because
yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah, the wheels weren't turning at all.
Everybody was making fun of him. Brand new fucking mid-engine vet, and he fucking tears it up. And he didn't even have it but one day.
Oh, what an expensive mistake. Ouch.
Yeah.
The worst thing I've seen a guy do on a car is, when you got the rear wheels up on the dyno drum and you're dynoing your car and everything else, and when you're all done, you're not supposed to touch the brake. You just let it roll down.
Yeah, just let
it slow down by its own, and don't hit the brakes in the car. He hit the brakes. He hit the brakes.
And the strap snaps like a twig.
Yep.
Yep. I've seen a lot of people in them dynos do that, man. And I tell them 100 times, tuck both your feet underneath the seat and don't touch shit. Just let it wind down. Because them drums are heavy,
Yeah.
And they're gonna turn a while on their own.
Well, it popped both straps. It tore up his rear end like there was no. And it was one. It was in not a new Camaro, but it was in the new generation Camaro. So it's independent suspension.
Right.
Tore that up like there was no tomorrow. Wife's home.
See that door come up? He jumped around like it was the feds.
Yeah. Heck, I know where I've been there. I know. Yep. That door knocks, that doorbell rings, you know what it is.
Oh, that's like my
or
wife.
You just hear the car pull up in the driveway, because she'd go to like a Bojangles or whatever, or Arby's, and get dinner, and she would honk the horn, and I'd have to come out to the car and get the dinner.
Oh, it took me forever to teach my wife when I'm underneath the car. Present yourself when you walk in the shop. Don't just walk up and touch me in the leg, okay? Do you know how many times I've banged my head on a transmission mount? Because I'm I feel something grab my leg, and it's like you automatically, without thinking, you're on the car. You want to lift up the look, and you bang.
How about the rear end pumpkin? The pumpkin on the rear end.
Oh no! Every time I've hit that, I've left a cut, and a cut on the head bleeds like you open yourself up.
Yeah, there's a lot of little blood vessels there. Yeah.
Oh my God! I come in the house, and the wife's like, "Yeah, I had a rag. The rag was white, one little corner of it was white. The rest of it was blood red because I'm sitting there holding it. She's freaking out. She's thinking I done drilled a hole in my head or something.
No, it's just those.
But I did like I hit that fucking pumpkin right between the fucking cooling fins, and it scraped and like damn near scabbed me like an Indian scabbing me, and the blood just went. I mean,
those cutaneous blood vessels, they bleed a lot. You know, like when you get a nosebleed, it's just like one tiny little vessel.
Hey, but I gotta say one thing though, when I walked in the hospital like that, they didn't hesitate. I went straight to the back.
So you had to go to the hospital. It was that bad, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was slapping, man.
So it's a deep cut. Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
well, I know, like when I'm at work.
I can't remember the brand, but Tom probably knows what I'm talking about. It's got the little cooling fin now on the backside.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know who designed that, but it looked like they took a bastard file and put a V at the end of each one of them. So
one of those, yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. Oh man. And then when I explained to the doctor, he kept looking at me and he looked at my wife, and I said, "Trust me, my wife didn't try to scalp me."
Yeah, you don't want the cops to show up.
I did the same thing on the bottom of an F4 though. My first time out on the flight line, F4, and the young Jeep, as they call trainees, young Jeep, and the staff sergeant, who was my training sergeant, told me, he sat there and he said, "Whatever you do, don't run when you're underneath the aircraft. Don't run around. Walk real slow. Look where you're going, and don't wear your damn hat because the bill won't let you see up." And I sat there and I said, "Yes, Sarge, I got it," and everything else. Also, this is the home of the Air Force Thunderbirds.
Yep.
They come every time they come home. They put on a show, and at that time they were flying the F4s, and that was a hell of a show if you ever saw them fly the F4s.
I've actually seen that. Yeah.
Sure as shit. Thunderbirds come home. They put on a show. I hear the noise. I come running out. Had my hat on. Didn't see the nose gear door. Split myself right up this.
Well,
7 stitches later.
Nobody to blame but yourself.
Yeah.
That's when you hear from your staff sergeant.
No,
like, Fred Sanford, you big dummy.
No, what I saw perform was Navy, not Air Force. I take that back.
Yeah. He looked at me and he sat there and he says, "You dumbass, I told you." And I says, "Yeah." And he says, "You're going to really be a dumbass if I have to tell you again." I said, "No, I learned my lesson." And I did. After that, there was no hat underneath. The hat was off.
That's when you take that hat and you fold it in half and you put it in your back pocket before you walk out that damn door.
No, since it was Nellis in the summertime, we were in T-shirts, so you put it between your belt line and your pants and your T-shirt.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want anything in your pockets, because in case you had to jump down an intake or something.
Right. Well, the point is, you don't want a hat on, period. It's somewhere in the back.
Yeah.
Who commented on it? Was it Hazy? Why did I wear the VW? Well, it's the only hat I have, other than the one for my job. I don't know if you want to see my job's emblem, but I'll get some more hats. The reason why I wore a hat on live shows is for some odd reason Jimmy C got freaked out one night because, see, when I have to look at the chat and stuff like that, all he was seeing was my bald head, and he said, "David, your bald head freaks me out." So. And I think he was honest. I don't think he was being funny because he was probably about half stoned like he usually is.
Okay.
And he said, "David, don't do that. That freaks me out." And so that's out of consideration. And, I had a whole bunch of hats and I gave them all away. So I thought,
I've been collecting Bill hats since I was a kid. I have a room that's 20 by 20. Each 20-foot wall is covered with hats.
I now wish I kept all the hats because
because I got some hats right now. I got 2 hats right now, David. I had 2 different people offer me $800 for them. Yeah, because they wanted them for their collection because you can't get them anymore.
Well,
Anywhere.
I know I'm a scooter geek, but I'm going to get one that says Vespa on the front of them. I've seen them. They're not cheap. Nothing Vespa is cheap.
I have a bunch of autographed NASCAR hats from back in the days.
Well, you know, not to change the subject to get on Vespas, everybody says, oh, they're too expensive. Why do you want a Vespa? Blah, 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 blah. Well, you make the initial investment to buy a Vespa.
Yeah.
You have something that you can depend on. The service intervals are a whole lot longer. What Piaggio did, that's the company parent company of Vespa. You can have a Vespa that's 20 years old, and you can have a Vespa that's built yesterday, and the parts are all compatible.
They're all
They got it right. They don't have from model to model, they didn't use all different parts. Parts that would fit on an ET4 will fit on an LX. It would fit on a Sprint. There's some variation and difference, but there's just one company down in South Carolina. They carry a lot of the parts, and they don't have a very big parts inventory because
that's like the actual International Cub Cadets. I got 4 of them sitting on the side of my shop under the lean-to. People say, "You like Cub Cadets?" I said, "It's not necessarily I like them, but the fact is, I can take one that was built in '92 and one that was built in the late '60s, and the parts still interchange."
It's the same principle.
Yeah.
And, they're expensive. The initial investment is high, but it's not junk. And it's like if you own a Vespa, you're a member of a family. You're connected to people all over the world because they make them in Italy. You know, they only may have one factory that makes them and ships them all over the world. So you have something there, and it's not money related. It's like you're a part of a club or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you all speak the same language. You know, I have my bike is doing this. What do I do about it? Well, somebody in 3 countries, 3 continents away will say, oh, well, this is your problem, blah, blah, blah. You need to get this. This is how you can fix it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's always something, man. Like in Cub Cadet, man. I can get on there and say, hey, I'm looking for a knob for a 62 Cub Cadet, and there'll be 90 people go, I got one, I'll send it to you.
Absolutely. See, you've made that investment. Cub Cadets are not cheap. Mm-hmm. They're not cheap, but they're not Sears.
Nope.
They're not Craftsman.
They were made by International. Yeah. Now the new ones are made by MTD because MTD bought them from International. So
I think MTD makes about half of it. They just
not
rebrand them.
Guess who else they make lawnmowers for now? Husqvarna.
Husqvarna. Yeah.
Yep.
And
that's why now
They're
you get a welded deck or a stamped deck, you know.
They're made right here in North Carolina, MTD. Yep. That's where they started.
Yep.
But they used to have just MTD brand. Then they made mowers for Lowe's, and they started making mowers for this company and that.
And then Craftsman in there. Yep.
Well, if you bought a Craftsman, depending on what, I had this explained to me by a salesperson at Sears. He was trying to sell me a mower that was last year's model. And he said, let me tell you something. I know this is last year's model mowing, but it was made by MTD.
Right.
The ones for this year being made by Husqvarna. And they have he told me about the hydrostatic transmission and everything. He said, you don't want that. You want the MTD. And I bought the MTD, and it was a good mower. It served me very well. So it was an honest salesperson. I mean, he wanted to sell a lawnmower, but he said, don't buy the ones from the new ones because they're Husqvarna. And he said they weren't as good as the other ones.
Right. Yeah. Well, but now they don't even make their own. So
yeah,
Big Brother.
Now who makes them all?
MTD.
MTD makes them all. Husqvarna got out of it.
Well, they're not out of it. It's just It's kind of like Craftsman. Craftsmans are still around, but it's just in name because, like he said, MTD makes the mower itself.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I just bought a new microwave. I had an old GE that wouldn't die, but it was a great old big family size one. It was like 1,500 watts, and it nuked everything. And I got I shopped, and there was one I wanted, but they were out of stock. So I ended up getting a Kenmore brand microwave.
Yeah.
It's a smaller unit, and it works perfectly. You know, you put like a cup of that Campbell's soup in there. Well, in that 1,500 watt microwave, it popped and I had one blow up in the microwave and get soup all over the inside.
That's because you wasn't cooking it, you was nuking it.
I want to just warm it up. It's already cooked. So this new one just warms it up nicely. It doesn't crackle and pop and jump around in there. But anyhow, it's a Kenmore. I don't know who made it, who the manufacturer is, but I've bought a lot of Kenmore products, and I've been very satisfied with them. They all held up pretty well. But I don't know who made that. I know has nothing to do with Sears anymore. It's just somebody that is branding using the Kenmore brand. It could be GE, it could be Panasonic. Who knows who did it?
All right, Shandog, have a good one, man.
We'll see you later, Shandog.
Yeah.
But so far, it's been good. I've had it about a week.
Yeah,
in fact, I think I got it when I was on Tom's show last week. It came.
What did Captain Jerk say? Craftsman Tools is now owned by, what was it, Stanley? And Black & Decker is also owned by Stanley.
Well, I can tell you it's all made in China. If that helps, it's all made out of China now. Yeah.
At work, we assemble stuff from China. We call it Chinesium.
Yeah.
See, because like this one says
like
USA right on it, but if you buy a new Craftsman wrench, it won't say USA.
It just says Craftsman. It just says Craftsman on it.
Yep.
And I bet you if you took that out there on your driveway and put it between two bricks and hit it with a hammer, it would snap right in two, and you could see the metal fatigue.
Yeah.
Where it crystallized right in the middle.
The ones I like, someone cracks one in half and it looks like pot metal with chrome on it.
Yeah. Disposable.
Yeah. Actually, I should. My dad's tool. I got my dad's toolbox when he passed away, and Jimmy C coming on when we're getting ready to go.
Yeah.
And
well,
so
that's the way it works. Go live after this is over. We got enough people.
I got something to do right after at 3, so I'm going to have to cut out. You guys can continue on if you want.
Well, I came in. I saw. I said hello.
Okay. But I still got my dad's Craftsman and his Craftsman 1/2-inch drive wrench, and that thing weighs a ton compared to the year I got. And I mean, this thing can do some serious damage.
Well, take the newer Craftsman you have with the USA on it, and grab an old school Craftsman, and it's like night and day in the weight. Night and day. Yeah, that's back when they still put steel in it.
Now it's aluminum.
Yeah,
aluminum and a bit of lead and a bit of this and a bit of that,
and then throw chrome over it.
They just spray chrome on it.
They spend money on the Carolina, not the money on it. But I think they said everything's owned by Stanley now. Most of the tool companies and Matco is still. We were talking this one time. Matco is still owned by Matco. I mean, they're still. And then Cornwell Tools, primarily on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Cornwell Tools is still owned by Cornwell, let's say. But yeah, we were talking tools.
You know, two of the major battery companies was Eveready and Rayovac. We're not talking about Duracell. Duracell's off here. Duracell's probably the #1 seller. But then you have Eveready and Rayovac, or Eveready is sold under the Energizer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at a battery the other day. I was going to get, and it was a Rayovac battery, and it said
Eveready.
an Energizer brand.
Trying to remember who was the
So
company?
Energizer owns Eveready and Rayovac, which were two arch rivals back in the day. You look at ads in old magazines.
What was that old battery company that used to have the 9 with the?
That's the Eveready. They
Black
still make
cat.
those batteries. They still
The
make
black cat jumping through it.
That's Eveready.
Yeah, Eveready.
See,
Yeah,
that's an
I
Energizer.
remember as a kid standing by the railroad tracks and watching them cars come
That
back.
commercial, yeah, you've seen that on the dang on YouTube. Yeah, that's so classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eveready owned a company. They were selling the Energizer brand name, and I think Energizer branched out and made their own company. Then they came back and bought Eveready and Rayovac out.
Yeah.
So now,
when I was a kid growing up in Pikeville, Kentucky, I remember my grandma's house was a track up on the hill in the back, and I used to remember them Eveready carts, that was carrying the raw materials to the plant to make the batteries coming through.
Union Carbide.
Yeah.
Union Carbide.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to end it.
All right.
I want to thank Shandog, Dorito, Hazy Days, Johnny 5, Jimmy C, Anthony, and David Collins for all joining us. And we'll pick it up next week.
All right.
All right.
Later, everybody.
Later.
Later.
Later. Peace.